Not much.
In the
Just
car
waiting.
today there, man.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm waiting. Like see if I get a delivery from Walmart, like Spark
Huh?
Driver, kind of like what is that thing called? Amazon. Like I'm
Okay.
delivering groceries pretty much right now because I usually do like painting work and like renovating houses and stuff like that. But I'm kind of like I'm at a point in my life where I've been trying to wholesale for 2 years, but it's like I've never been consistent with my marketing. Like I've set up campaigns before, like and I mean it's just like I'm horrible with like the like staying consistent and staying committed to it. And
So today's live was like custom made for you.
yeah, so that's why I hopped on because right now, because the thing that kills me the most is hopping on the phone with people, and it's like it's crazy because I love talking. I love talking
Yeah.
to people, and like even like strangers, like when I'm at like a store, like I mean I just love like conversate. But then I don't know, like just the whole thought of like talking to them about the house, and I've done it before. Like I just need to do like what I did here and just like not overthink it and just get into it and freaking make the call. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Because I got
when it boils down to it, wholesaling, you're really just connecting with people and conversing
Right.
with them and
Right.
just converting that into cash. Like that's it. So
Right.
so many of you guys go out there and do your conversations for free.
Right.
You might as well get paid for it. What you need to do, because I had to work while I did wholesaling because I had obligations, and
me
I
too.
commend you for it, is you're just going to have to schedule yourself. And
Yes.
then number two is you got to stop negotiating and just got to like,
Right.
because
Yeah.
you're really good at willpower, but you got to convert that willpower to discipline. And
Yeah,
you got
I
to
mean,
get extremely consistent to the point where like, I live without this. I'm going to continue to do it.
That's where
And-
it's at right now. That's
But
how
the
I
problem is a
feel.
lot of you guys put conditions on your negotiations yourself.
Right,
Okay. So if
yeah.
you put conditions negotiating with yourself, wait till you get to a seller because that's going to be even harder.
Right.
If I get a deal, I'll continue cold calling. No, can't do that because
Yeah.
you're going to have to make a crazy amount of calls just to get your first deal. And my favorite question is, Rick, how many calls do I got to make to do a deal? I go, honestly, if you're leading with that question, probably do from the start.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
no-
know. That's like saying how many tackles do I have to make before I make it in the NFL? I have no
Right.
idea. A
Right. You
million?
just gotta go.
2 million? Like nobody knows. It could be one tackle is so amazing. Like it's just you got to like we're all guilty of going in and out of what we do. You have to find a way of just being ridiculously consistent with it. And until
Right.
you solve that, you're going to have that constant problem. So you got to find a way that you can talk to customers, set time aside so you can still do your job and manage everything you've got going in your life. But I would go back and replay today's live because I'm telling you, man, I'm giving you 53 years in my hip pocket. I wish somebody grabbed me when I was a young man and forced me to do this stuff. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn it the hardest way. And I want you to understand is you have the gift to talk to people. You just got to force yourself, discipline yourself to treat it as a business as opposed to like a little bit of a hobby. Because if it's a hobby, you'll get a deal or two here, but like that, there's a majority of people do wholesaling in they're hobbyists. They're like, I get 1 or 2 deals. What if you got 3 to 5 every month? Like, what would that do to your life?
Yeah, that's
And-
the thing. Like for me, that's the only option, and that's really what I'm going for this year because I don't want to let another year like pass by. Like last year, I was a superintendent for a construction company, but it wasn't my thing because I'm not like a fan of like I'm not like a mean bossy guy. So holding people accountable is hard for me. Like I could barely hold myself accountable. That's really what I want to like.
Well,
start
this
doing.
this is what we have to fix. Okay, because I can't control everybody outside of you, but if you can't control what you got going here, I'm going to give you a hard fact of life is going to be tough. And but the thing is, we all manage it. I'm no different than you are, buddy. Like the only difference is I forced myself to do it, and I made it a habit, and I turned it the willpower into discipline. That's it. I'm like the nicest guy in the world. I'm actually told I'm way like too nice to people. I'm just like, oh, Rick,
I've been
I'm the
told
worst.
that.
I'm the worst landlord in the world. That's why I'm not allowed to touch any of my properties because like I like, every time I get a sob story, I'm like, I mean, tears start pouring out of my eyes. I'm like, oh, we can't guy out. Like he's got his wife's she's pregnant. It's just like he hasn't paid the rent in 6 months, Rick. I'm like, oh. And then you kind of like, well, we got to find a happy medium. So I just got out of the way. So you can't control everybody else around you, but what you do, you are 100%. There's everything you in that car right now was your choice. Everything you're doing, and once you know you're accountable for it, then you can move forward with it. But when you usually go, well, I'm giving you good feedback here. You just told me, I'm like, I'm too nice of a guy, and then I let myself off the hook. It's a choice, man. It's a choice. Do it or don't. And if you don't make a decision, you sit in this purgatory, double hockey sticks, whatever you want to call it. And to me, that's the worst place you get because nothing gets done in your life. Because you do a little bit of this job, you do the wholesaling, they drive you crazy. Your boss is driving you, and you're not doing anything you're passionate about it, and you're not making any money, and you get super frustrated. And that's when you make horrible mistake. That's when you try crazy money scheme to try to dig yourself out of it. You're going to have to make a choice. Now, you can do both. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Most people don't want to do it. I was not crazy about working a full-time corporate job and doing wholesaling, but I just made it work. And after you figured out wholesaling, once you figured out your time block stuff, it wasn't that bad when you got into it. But you cannot do stuff when you feel like doing it. You will get murdered in this world. That is the difference between people who get stuff done and people who just float around in life. And I'm not, remember, Steven, you're not paying me a dime. So you got to understand the value in what I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm looking you right in your eye. If I was your father, I would tell you this. I would grab you. I'm a little bit more bolstness. Like, though, I don't like hit or anything, but my son's wrestling coach used to grab him like by the side of the head and just look at me. Because to get a point across, sometimes you just got to grab someone's head. Now, the old football coaches used to grab the helmet and shake you violently. I'm telling you, sometimes you got to grab people's heads, snap, and look at me. I need you to hear what I'm telling you. And it has a profound effect on people when it hits. I have had multiple coaches do this. It didn't stick. I was too young. I was too immature. So you're mature enough to understand. Like, listen, guys, I didn't figure this out till I was 33. And then I spent the next 10 years of like, okay, now I know how to make money. How do I keep it? And that's a whole nother journey, which I would love to help you guys out. I'm just here to tell you, it's stop negotiating. When you get home tonight, whatever, sit down and go, I want you to write it on your back. I am not negotiating with myself anymore. It doesn't mean it's going to work out. It just means I'm going to take the steps to to ensure my progress, because everybody wants to think everything's a straight line. It's this wild, wiggly. Oh my God. So stop negotiating with yourself. You already know you're doing it. And the fact that you're recognizing it is the key point. You have to make a decision. Otherwise, you're going to keep doing this forever, dude. It's the truth, man.
That's the scary thing to me. Like, another year.
It is, but like, it's fix it. So here's another thing. If you guys are struggling with stuff, like Steven's being honest with me, I appreciate it, is Tony Robbins does an incredible exercise. He calls it the Dickens effect. So if you guys ever saw, I don't know if it's Christmas Carol with the Charles Dickens, your past ghost comes out and they show you, if you don't make a change, what your next 10, 20, 30 years are going to look like. And the idea is, if you go through it, you make it very emotional. Like, okay, if I don't start eating right, I'm going to gain 100 pounds. I'm going to be stuck in a chair. You know, my wife's going to leave me. My kids are going to hate me and I can't make any money. I'm going to be low on government welfare. And you just go, I can't take it anymore. The key is he takes you there without hitting rock bottom. Most people wait till they hit rock bottom and they go, okay, I'm going to make a change. The problem is, from rock bottom, it's a long climb out. So I never hit rock bottom, but some of you guys on this call are at the rock bottom, and rock bottom is an incredible thing, but you guys got to make sometimes your own rock bottom. So look at what you're doing now and say, if I don't make this change of negotiating with myself, what's my life going to look like in 10 or 20 years? And start looking at, if I don't make a change, what's my life going to look like? You already know what it's going to look like. Just look to other people who have done it. Maybe sometimes guys, you got to look at your parents. God, I love my parents to death, but I don't want to be like them. Like, I know that sounds terrible. We all want better lives for everybody in our family. So you got to learn. Like, we can learn so much. Guys, freaking go to a nursing home. Go sit down with people, ask them what their biggest regrets are. It will change your mindset of how you operate your life. You guys think you're on this earth forever? You're not. You're on a very short time. Make a run at it. Make the best run you can and help yourself out. But we're all indoctrinated into this, like, go to school, get a good job, pay your taxes. It's all by design. The people decide to live outside of that, unbelievable life. And I lived in the majority for the longest time, and I'm telling you, this is the path to get out. So, Steven, I lost you, but go get it.